Good evening, Twitch, and hello, YouTube. This is your daily dose of Donkey with Ginger. I'm your host, the Viking Donkey, joined by the best co-host, the one and only Mutant Gingy.
The Ginger, what's up?
9-0, that's what's up. But anyway, before we get into that, Gingy, any other takeaways from this week going on in the NFL?
I'm always looking at the AFC North, seeing the New England Patriots come out with a win this week. Really good to see. Get another game pad from the Ravens. And, 9-0. Let's go.
Yeah, it was nice to see Baltimore lose. That takes a little more pressure off. Cleveland winning, and I don't even know what you want to call that weather. What they were playing Oakland in, like hell.
Nasty.
Like, is that what you should call it? I saw a nice matchup out there of rookie quarterbacks in Herbert versus Tua, and man, I have to admit, when Tua took over in Miami, I was like, what are they doing? Fitzpatrick's playing good football. You don't bench Fitzpatrick when he's playing good, but they did, and Tua's 3-0, 4-0? I think it's 3-0 as a starter, looking to go 4-0, and he beat Herbert. I mean, Herbert looked like the better quarterback all around, but Tua made the plays to win the game.
Yeah, I agree with all that. You'd be remiss if we didn't talk about DeAndre Hopkins just absolutely breaking the Bills' heart, man. Especially after that was one of the most entertaining games of the season, Donkey. I'm gonna tell you what, I thought Diggs had the win.
Back and forth, both those quarterbacks wanting to show what's up. DeAndre Hopkins showing Houston fans why you should have fired Bill O'Brien before he traded him. But, it is what it is. It happened. That was, yeah, man. And then, I don't know if you got to watch the Thursday night game, but fake football on Thursday, non-prep football, was a pretty good game between Seattle and Arizona. And
Right.
Russell came out beating Kyler that time. That was huge for Seattle.
Agreed.
So
Agreed.
that was a good win for them. I mean, New England showing signs of life. That I can't believe New England has the record they have, and they're actually like 2 games out of their division, because knowing how bad that division's been forever, watching Buffalo and Miami actually look competent confuses the heck out of me. I'm like, the AFC East is a good division, and the NFC East still is trash? Like, Philly, what are you doing?
Terrible. Absolutely terrible. I think a 6 or 7 wins is going to take that division, Donkey.
I'm not even going to predict what takes that division, because that division is just bad football. Like, I'll take the SEC at this point, please, for what would I rather have as my football teams. Wow, yeah, that was entertaining.
Yeah, I still can't believe that Hopkins Hail Mary, man. Especially the week before Devontae Adams coming out and saying that he's the best wide receiver in the NFL. Oh, man. Watch that, man.
Yeah, okay.
Watch that.
Sure. I mean, people talking about how good they are. I love it, because that's the attitude you have to have if you want to be one of the best. You have to be an alpha dog, right? But
especially a wide receiver, yeah.
Let's put a little truth behind our statements. So, all right, I mean, you're having a nice year over there. You've been a nice receiver, but when have you led the NFL in anything, kid?
Oof.
And
Good
I
week.
mean, and
Good week
let's
football,
not
though.
pretend that you can blame your quarterback. Like, there's a lot of people who could blame their quarterbacks, including DeAndre Hopkins for a long time. Maybe not the last couple years, but, before that. But you have Aaron Rodgers, dude, and you still don't put up crazy numbers. So don't be coming to me with that weak stuff.
No, I don't know. Yeah, those are the games that stuck out to me last week.
Yeah, those were all really good ones. I still, the weather is what stuck out to me, just the New England game and the Cleveland game, and I'm like, oh, we're getting to that time of year. And that brings me into the Steelers game, and welcome to your West Coast Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah, speaking of weather, there was quite a bit of weather in that game as well. It was pretty windy down in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I saw the ref shirt looking like it was about to blow off. I was like, you need to wear one of them fitted shirts like that big muscle dude who always refs the Big 12 games.
Yeah. No, Steelers overall I felt like they, put together a good game against a less talented opponent. Definitely things to pick on. Of course, you're gonna find plenty of things to pick on. It's a gritty matchup. It's always gonna be.
Yep,
Steelers couldn't
that's for
really
sure.
run the ball, couldn't really establish any presence in the line of scrimmage, no push. I know that no push we talked a lot about last week, and I continue to see no push on a regular basis.
Yep. Every time, I mean, ugh. And that's why you're seeing the Steelers become your West Coast Steelers with the way we're playing offense.
But, you know, Ben really spreading the ball around.
I love seeing,
Yeah.
was it 4 receivers all over 50 yards or right around that 50-yard mark? That's what we need to do
Yeah.
going forward. My biggest problem is even with spreading the ball around, it's if we get to a cold weather game, we get to one of them bad weather games in Pittsburgh, or let's say Kansas City gets the 1 seed in Kansas City. What are we gonna do?
Well, it's gonna.
I mean, it's
pick
scary
up.
out there. And
Gonna
I gotta give a shout out to that defense for once again just making the game easy for the offense. Those first 3 drives of the game, we do literally nothing. The special teams gifts us 3 points by causing a fumble on a punt, and we get the ball, and we essentially go 3 and out and kick field goal. I think it was 3 and out, right?
Yeah.
So you're talking 3 points gifted to us for the first 3 drives where the offense literally does nothing. And I know people have their reasons. They're going to say this. They're going to say, oh, but Ben had such a great game. But I even am a little critical of that, because that's not necessarily the truth if you take out of the fact that Cincinnati is a below average team on defense everywhere. Their safety drops an easy interception. And then I don't know if it's a safety or a linebacker, but we try on a 3rd and 1 to be tricky with a tight end fullback set, and we try to throw this little floater, and Ben throws a pick 6 that the DB just forgets to catch.
There were some definite shaky moments where Bengals let some opportunities slip through their fingers. But at the end of the day, I think the Steelers made some big plays on like the 2 turnovers to start the game, 2 big fumbles, really changed the tone of the whole game right from the rip. And
it did. It did.
They never really recovered from that. We got to pretty much dictate the play pace. After that, I think it was like 22-7 or 22. You know, we were up by double digits at halftime. So
it was crazy bad. I told you if the offense showed up, there was going to be 33 points. It showed up. We put up 36, which made my final score wrong because I picked the Bengals to have 13 and the Steelers to have 33. I put a field goal the wrong way. Terrible at this predicting stuff, man.
It's tough. It's tough to call that right on the number.
I ain't no crystal ball Gingy, that's for sure.
They
did, and the second fumble was caused by none other than Cam Sutton coming up big again, which he has done so many times, and I know everyone's still out there crying for, we need Mike Hilton back, we need Mike Hilton back, but this is back-to-back games where 2 of the bigger turnovers are caused by Cam Sutton getting more playing time.
He has really stepped in with getting more playing time. He stepped up and filled that role really well, I think. He's had some big moments, not in just the last game, but in some of the previous ones before that, too. Big interception. Yeah.
Are you ready to go ahead and embrace the West Coast offense?
No, thank you. It's not gonna work long term in December. It's not gonna work against teams that are gonna be consistently pressure in the pass. Oh yeah. And it'll work against the Bengals though. It's a surefire thing against a lesser opponent.
If you're not ready to embrace the West Coast offense, which by the way, I am a power football lover, but I witnessed things in this game that showed me the West Coast offense is the only way our offense will be productive. Hear me out on this. Our average rush when we were in the West Coast spread offense was about 5.5 yards a carry if you take away the stupid reverse plays that are predictable by formation because we have 2 blocking receivers on one side and a reverse receiver on the other side. Because once again, we're falling back into the Todd Haley, you know what play we're going to call by the formation we're in BS, which is trash. But from the spread formation, actual draw run plays to Connor averaged about 5.5 yards a carry, where if you're looking at all year, our 2 tight ends or our tight end or 2 tight end fullback sets are averaging less than 3 yards a carry. It's clear this offensive line cannot generate push, okay? And you can't fix that. We do not have the players that generate push. Feeler doesn't get enough push, DeCastro doesn't get enough push, and Pouncey doesn't get any push. Honestly, we can't run to the left side because Feeler doesn't generate the push that used to be generated by, oh my gosh, what's his name? Ramon Foster, Big Ragu, right? Used to generate push, and then you could pull DeCastro behind him. That doesn't work when Feeler's a yard in the backfield. Now DeCastro's blocking a yard in the backfield instead of 2 yards upfield, and Connor has nowhere to go. So, to me, we cannot be a power running football team. And if we can't power run, you have to embrace this West Coast offense. But here's a caveat for me. West Coast offense, to be successful against good teams, you need a quarterback that can complete 65% of the passes minimum. You know, like Drew Brees did, like Jeff Garcia did when he was running good West Coast, right?
Right.
Can Ben Roethlisberger do that?
It doesn't lean to his skill set.
Okay, but his skill set was deep passes, and that's... Boy, if there was something lacking this game, it's...
Really?
He missed 3 wide open receivers and threw at least 1 that should have been an interception.
There were still
It looked better than it's looked all year. It has looked better than it looked all year. Yes, it did. For the first time, he was hitting a few, which looked great. But it's still something to be, I don't know. Something left to be desired there, I guess, for lack of a better term.
He landed a few, and it looked pretty.
I am embracing this West Coast Steeler thing, but my question to you is, do you think Ben can be the quarterback that can complete 65% of his passes?
He's going to have to be. With those weapons around him, Donkey, I'm not going to put it out of the question. Ebron is a hell of a resource. Oh my god.
He didn't let me load the shoddy. That's so sad.
A true real pass catching tight end, not like a hybrid. I mean, we had some great tight ends in Steeler football here.
Man, dude, don't you dare bad talk Heath.
Well, we're not gonna bad talk Heath, but what I am gonna say is that his skill set was more well-rounded. I think, you know what I mean. He blocked, he caught passes.
He was, yeah,
Ebron,
for sure. He was not the athlete Ebron is, for sure.
Ebron is a wide receiver out there lining up.
He is like Chase Claypool.
Yeah, well, come on now, he's not quite like Chase Claypool, but he's got
I'm just
the
talking
hands.
An athlete you can't match up on.
You're
not going to win a matchup there.
He's a matchup nightmare, and I think that if Ben Roethlisberger did not utilize his checkdowns in the way that he needs to run that West Coast offense. There were a couple passes. There were a couple times that he missed Connor wide open underneath because he was getting a little greedy.
Yeah, and trying to force the ball to a receiver down. Yeah, I saw that too.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I agree with you on that part, but I think the personnel is there for him to run it. He needs to start practicing.
He's got to learn to take the 5-yard gain. He needs to go talk. He needs to go talk to Drew Brees.
Yeah, I agree. So, but it worked. You could see the flashes of it really working. Against a bad team, but you could see the potential, in my opinion.
And we've seen it the last few weeks. Essentially, the West Coast is what's brought us back the last 3 weeks. I mean, our running game has been nothing. I think you need a little more effectiveness out of your running back. I think Connor's a decent back at catching the ball out of the backfield, and he's going to be the best at running the ball in the West Coast thing. But I think this means you need to get away from Benny Snell and start using McFarland. Like, McFarland has to be the back that gets a lot more playing time, right? Because he's a shifty dude who can take one of those 2-yard screens and break it like Alvin Kamara. And that's the kind of thing you need in the West Coast, is you need a running back that can do that. Look when San Francisco was so effective is when Mossart's there breaking 2-yard screens into 80-yard touchdowns.
Right.
Atlanta, another good example of it, was when Tevin Coleman was out there breaking them. I mean, they use more power things, but Atlanta at times would go pure West Coast and just little screens to Tevin Coleman that should be 4 or 5-yard gains break into 15, 20-yard gains. And I think we have to embrace this purely because, as you said, we have the personnel to do it at the receiving level, but we also have the personnel to do it at the blocking level. Like, look at our offensive line. None of our offensive line are power offensive linemen. They're all finesse linemen. Maybe DeCastro can be a power lineman, but outside of him, and Dotson's a better power lineman than him anyway, judging off this year, but outside of him, everyone's a finesse lineman. Like, you never see Pouncey blow anyone up. You see him outsmart people and make them look silly, like when he trips them, essentially, and they're falling away from the football. But we have linemen like that. We have linemen like Feeler. We have on the sides, Villanueva and Okafor aren't getting pushed up the field, but when you let them drop back, and it shows in pass coverage, we are a great pass blocking team.
Yes, very much so.
when you run the West Coast runs, you essentially do the same thing as you do when you're pass blocking. You don't try to push the other guy, you just try to make him get himself out of position. I feel like we're really well set up to become a West Coast offense. My bigger fear, though, is Ben can't complete the necessary passes. He gets too greedy and doesn't take the check down, or heaven forbid, you run into bad weather in the playoffs.
Okay, I think Ben can still throw the ball in bad weather. I know that doesn't sound logical, but I've seen it in the past. I think he's better at it than the average quarterback. Just my opinion. I still think that it can run. What we're really going to need is production from James Conner. And I think he's a good back too. He has a skill set, but the production hasn't been there. He hasn't been coming through.
That's true, but that's because the way we're trying to run him. And it's nothing against Conner. It's purely against this offensive line. Like, how many times have you seen James Conner not get hit within a yard of the line of scrimmage?
Yeah, when he starts sledding downhill, that's when you see that 5.5, like you were talking about earlier.
Exactly, but you only seem to see that when we're already in a spread formation. Like, as soon as we get into a heavy formation, we're screwed, essentially.
I really like the way that Ben is distributing the ball, but more specifically, the role that the wide receivers are playing at this point. I really like seeing the high, yards per catch for Claypool and for Deontay. Juju is a grinder, man. He is so tough. He's so tough to bring down. His yards after contact for him have to be insane.
He is everything Hines Ward used to be.
And I love it.
More athletic.
So
he's more athletic than Hines. I'm not going to disagree with anyone who tells me that, because he is. He's more athletic than Hines, but he had just that tenacious player type. He's going to make those contested catches. He's going to give you everything he has. You pointed out that touchdown last week where it was just essentially him man-moding.
Muscle.
One in that touchdown.
Muscled him.
I mean, those are the type of players you love to have on your team. And then you pair him with just the wiggle ability of Deontay Johnson, the freakish nature of Chase Claypool, who that touchdown catch he had where, I told you, just put it up high, Ben. They can't cover him. You put it up high, they can't cover Claypool. And then the guy who always gets forgot about is the dude who has, in my opinion, the best route running ability on this team, James Washington. Like, watching James Washington do a double move is just pretty.
Ben's pump fake, though, too.
Yeah.
On that whole play was good. Everybody looked the wrong way. Everybody.
And that's what I mean. I mean, Ben's playing great football, and he is moving more towards the things I want to see. That game, to me, was his best game, even though I still think it should have been 2 turnovers, and that makes the game look more, average than... Well, let me rephrase. That makes the game look more good than great. Because it was a good game by any measure. But with 2 interceptions, including a pick 6, it's only a good game. He had a great game because Cincinnati dropped the ball. But going forward, this is a scary team if we decide to embrace the West Coast offense, because that's what our personnel is best built for. And you're gonna hate this because you love the signing of him, but old homeboy fullback should never see the field again. When he's on the field, he misses blocks. Him and Vance McDonald should just have a permanent seat together on the bench as far as I'm concerned. Because us trying to get them involved and us trying to use them has made our team worse.
Oof.
We need to just sit them. If someone gets hurt, next man up, cool. But otherwise, I don't want to see 2 tight ends. I don't want to see a fullback. Because tell me one time this year we've been successful on 3rd and 1 or 4th and 1 with the 2 tight end fullback.
I can't
I know
remember.
we have once.
It's
there was
not
one.
many.
I know, and I'm going to be an idiot. But over the last 4 weeks, if we use 2 tight ends or a fullback and we need 1 yard, we lose a damn yard. So let's just stop using it. Let's stop putting our offensive linemen in a situation they're not good at, which is generating push. Because none of them are good at that. Let's let them be tactical, and let's let this offense run, because that defense is Super Bowl caliber. Let's let the offense get there.
You might have a point there. You might have a point there, Donkey.
Use the weapons you have. That's what you should do. And we don't do it for some reason. But that defense, man, I want to get into that. And what'd you say? What'd you have to say?
Still wanted to get into T.J. Watt, introducing Mr. Burrow to the AFC North. Welcome, young man. Welcome. Two sacks for T.J., one for Spillane. There's another one, isn't there? One there.
Bud Dupree got one, didn't he?
Yeah, I think it was 4.
Bud smashed him at least once. I know that.
Yeah, that's
Alu,
it was awesome.
It's fun. I love Alu. He gets to get homecoming. He gets to go to the Jacksonville team that drafted him.
Wow, and you really see what a role he plays in the center of that defense.
He's an
monster.
unmovable force.
He's a monster.
That dude is tough. I mean, I love everything about it. I love seeing Avery Williamson get a few snaps in there just to get, you know, his feet wet as a Steeler, because I think he's going to be an important part of this team going forward.
I agree. We need some depth at that position, and I think he can provide it. I saw that too. Limited snaps though. It was probably only 5-10, right?
Yeah, he got in the garbage time, but it was good to see that secondary's playing well. Joe Hayden is absolutely ready this year.
You know, Joe Burrow is trying to pick on him, and he threw at him quite a bit. I don't know how many times, but he threw at him quite a bit, and it didn't work out.
Who'd you pick on in that secondary? Everyone's playing out of their mind. Hayden's playing great. Steven Nelson's playing good. I mean, Mike Hilton's probably the worst cover guy there, but if we need a cover guy, you just throw in Cam Sutton. It's crazy out there. Then you got Minkah, Ballhawk Minkah on the back end. You ain't getting past that. Well, you can sometimes, but we won't talk about that. And then you
Higgins got past it a couple times.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about that. Then you have my favorite Steeler this year, because he's the guy everybody was knocking on, and to me, he's the guy who has been the most critical to the step up of this defense. Last year, they were really good. This year, they have been great outside of like 2 games. And to me, it's Terrell Edmunds, who has made such a huge stride. Everyone was calling for us to look to try and replace him, and he's just making good tackles, doing a good job in coverage. He is just playing the way a first-round pick should play. I know everyone thinks that was a reach, drafting him in the first round, but he has been, to me, the most improved Steeler this year.
Nice
I
win.
Loved what I have seen out of Terrell Edmunds.
Is he playing this week? I thought I saw
his brother Trey is out, so that could be confusing.
Okay.
Trey's the running back.
Okay.
Yeah, he's out. So is Jalen Samuels, and there's a third one. Hell, if I can remember who it was. Oh, Jerome Elliott, or is that right? The outside linebacker.
Yes.
Yeah, I think he's out too.
Nice win.
It was. I was last on the team. That's a very rare thing. But, you know, I was too into the talking, having too much fun. I was just trying to stay in the back and not die a lot. But, you know, I think we covered the Bengals game. It was a good game. There's things to work on. There's things to look forward to the future. Opinions I have about how the future should go. We'll see if they take them into account. I hope they do. But we got
do you want
2 big games to cover.
Do you want to call it the special teams again, just so they play again, good again next week?
I actually do. So, Danny Smith's dumbass gets burnt on a mother-loving fake punt! Are you kidding me?
I just wanted to make sure.
Bro!
We didn't miss that. He did. I saw it. He did.
Didn't we get fake punt on like a week or 2 ago? Like, are you shitting me, Danny Smith? Are you just an idiot? If a team's down a lot, you know what you should be looking for? A goddamn fake punt. You know what Danny Smith looks for? I don't know, because his head's so far up his butt, he probably can't see anything but his colon.
All right, there we go.
My God.
Good. I know.
Boswell, thank you for making kicks this week. That made me a little happier.
Yo,
but
he made some great
Danny
kicks
Smith, bro, for real, you're just going to be on my losers list forever. Because at least the special teams does a little better when I call you out. And Ray, you're the man. I wish you would return one of these for a touchdown, because my God, you almost break one every game. Just put one in the end zone, buddy. But Danny Smith, I'm done with you. Dude, I was done with him 3 years ago. I am beyond done with him. The biggest play the Bengals have is a goddamn fake punt, dude. Come on. You're joking,
it was like
right?
26 yards, right? It was huge.
Yeah, it was huge. Oh, I just killed a teammate. Sorry.
Apologies. So,
I feel
sorry.
like
I
that
just
guy
wanted to
from
cover
Van
that
Helsing
before
now
we
he's
moved
blowing
on.
everything up. Sorry.
Felt like we wanted to cover that before we moved on. Didn't think that you wanted
my
to miss that part.
gosh.
I knew.
Ah.
I saw it. And I
You
knew,
probably
and I
saw
thought
you're
of
like,
you.
oh,
I
Donkey's
thought of you, my
yelling.
friend.
He is mad.
That is exactly what I was thinking. Exactly. I'm like, wow, Donkey's gonna be mad at that.
I was trying not to get into that because I didn't want to get livid, but
It's all
bro.
right. You know, overall there was an improvement on special teams. At least Boswell can get a kick off, and he got some great ones off. So I'm maybe calling him out. We'll continue the improvement here. Yeah, I hear you.
They're not getting love again. Never again. I gave them love, and then we had that Dallas game after I gave them love, and I'm just like, yeah, nope,
no love.
that's not happening
No love.
again. I learned my lesson. Okay, anyway,
Okay,
now to get back to where we
you were
were.
You're
We're
getting
gonna
into a special week
do
this
for all
week.
our fans a double helping this week because we have a Thursday game and we don't, record before that. We get a double dose of Steeler
Turkey
preview.
Day.
So we will do the
Turkey Day
Ravens
football.
preview after we hit this Jags preview. And let's go into this Jags preview. They're still starting that Lutton kid, right? The rookie.
Yeah, they are. They're
They got some
1-7.
good skill players out there. I mean, Robinson's been doing good. DJ Chark you can't mess with. I mean, their skill positions are good. Lutton's looked decent in his games. But come on, we're the Pittsburgh Steelers. That's a rookie quarterback. You know what's going to happen, dude.
Yeah,
Like,
Jaguars
do
put up
I need to say more?
Jaguars contested Green Bay last week, but
They're-
Green Bay really
they-
let them
they-
hang in that.
They've been competitive a lot more than I thought they would be this year, but they just don't seem to have that closing ability, and I think that falls down to their defense. Just like the Bengals last week, their defense has a lot of very meh. There's no really good players on it. It's just a very meh unit, and you don't really win very often with meh units, as the Steelers found out last year with their offense. Like, we had awesome defense, and our offense was meh at best, and that just doesn't win you football games. And their offense isn't.
It's gonna be hard.
Yeah, and their offense isn't great. And yeah, Steelers against a rookie quarterback. I'm sorry, Lutton. I feel bad for you, but I think Bud Dupree's about to put you on the ground a lot.
Here we go.
And I mean a lot. And then I think Ben's going to continue what we saw last week. I hope we start running out of the spread formation, because if we do, I think the running game might return, a 100-yard game. I am actually thinking James Conner hits the century mark this game. I really feel it. I really feel like we start doing spread runs, and you see how effective it can be, and I think James Conner has a really good game. I think Ben throws for 3 bills, 3 touchdowns, and I think you're looking at a repeat of last week, dude. 30 to the teens. I think it's a 30 to the teens game. I'm not sure how deep we need to get into this game because, I mean, it is the Jaguars. There's not too much to get into. There's not too much to break down. Their defense is very average. Their defense gives up a lot of big plays. Their offense can be explosive. Keelan Cole, DJ Chark, James Robinson, those guys have all shown to be explosive players, but there's just a lack of consistency because of a lack of consistent quarterback play. And honestly, consistency normally comes down to a consistent offensive line, and they have one of the least consistent offensive lines in the league right now. And that hurts.
Yeah, I think that it's going to be a pretty clean win. I'm looking at 31-14.
Yeah, see, 30 teams. Let's go. I like the prediction. Is there anyone specifically in Jacksonville, though, who gives you a little bit of fear when we play them?
Linebacker. What's his name? They have a linebacker on their team, young guy. What's his name?
I don't know. You put me on the spot, and I don't have my laptop up, so I don't know. But you're afraid of a nice young linebacker.
It was a name's right on the tip of my tongue. Yeah, they have some defense there. They have some ability to rush the pass, and we'll have to see. But like I said, I think it's a clean, easy win. Nothing really notable to be afraid of. No.
I know they used
Could
to
be a
have
trap.
Jack and all those guys, but I don't remember the linebacker
There you are,
now because
Miles Jack.
is he? I don't remember one of their linebackers isn't playing this year because he wanted to take the year off to smoke some marijuana. I think.
How about that?
You know,
no,
nothing wrong with that.
Miles Jack was the person that I was thinking of. Yeah.
And then they don't have Calais Campbell anymore, and he's one that always used to scare me. He was a really good player, and still is a good player. But
Really,
you know,
what you have
yeah,
to
I
do,
don't.
really,
I don't
what
know.
I'm
I don't
looking at
have.
is making sure that the Steelers aren't looking too far ahead, because that having 4 days break and going back to see the Baltimore Ravens on Turkey
Oof.
Day.
Hey! No! They're coming to see us. We got them in Pittsburgh this time.
Yes, you're right.
Bring
In
them
Pittsburgh
on.
this time.
Bring on the Ravens. You know what's really fun? We could have the division locked up by Thursday. Just
For
saying,
real?
bro.
Christmas
For
comes
real.
early.
That
Let's
would be awesome. I think the Browns would have to lose. The Ravens would have to. Nah, maybe not. Cleveland still might have a chance at the division because they don't have 2 games by Thursday. I might be overthinking this. But I know there's a chance that the Ravens have 5 losses by Thursday and the Steelers have 11 wins. There's a possibility. So there's a chance we at least keep the Ravens out of the division discussion by Thursday. I guess the Cleveland Browns technically can't be put out of it till next Sunday. So I am wrong on this statement.
Let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. I'm just looking for
hell no.
one game at a time.
I'm just saying that'd be a really cool thing, and I think that's something that needs to be brought up is the potential for, before we talk again, this division. I just died to a double nade on spawn. Are you kidding me? All right, that was nuts. All right, well, let's get into game breakdown number 2. Thanksgiving, fake football, aka Thursday football. The Baltimore Ravens.
I'm gonna be fat. I'm gonna be happy. And I'm gonna be watching. It's one of my favorite matchups. What could be better?
I don't know, dude. Watching the Steelers play on my favorite holiday is always fun. As long as the referee hears Jerome Bettis call the coin the right way this time, it might even be better.
Nightmares.
But-
I remember that. I think I was one of the only people in my family that was super concerned. Like, I put down my fork and my spoon, and I.
You say that's so proper.
And
love it.
I did though. I remember it. It was quite proper. I was like, Mother of God, what just happened to Jerome?
Gigi puts down his fork. He puts down his spoon. He picks his napkin up, folds it nicely, puts it on his plate, and just. Pardon me, Mother of God, but what have we done here?
What did I just witness in Detroit? That was something. But yeah, let's hope that those ghosts of Christmas past don't come back to haunt us. Okay.
That was a good one. But yeah, fake football, little preparation. Does that benefit the Steelers or the Ravens? I mean, the Steelers are a little more... I'm going to be honest here. Ben has played the Ravens a lot more than Lamar's played the Steelers.
I think it honestly benefits the Ravens a little bit, but it really depends on the outcome of the Jaguars game. If the Steelers lose on Sunday, I actually think that there's a little bit of pressure taken off with this whole undefeated thing at this point. When you go into the primetime Thanksgiving Day 10-0, and you're talking about battling for the AFC North, and there's gonna be some hype, man. There's gonna be some hype.
For sure. I didn't even consider that, but yeah, you're right. And historically, this is a thing I've always noticed, and I pointed out to my wife, and she now yells every time that a media member talks about the Steelers, is when people start talking good on the Steelers, we tend to go out and lay an egg. When people are critical of the Steelers, we go out and kill it. Like, think about it. People were talking us up before the Dallas game. Dude, what a fucking egg. And then people were critical of us going into the Bengals game. Gold.
And it just...
So you might have something there. That could be something really, yeah, I think that's something we could definitely talk about. But
that monkey's gonna get bigger if we get into December, 11-0, and then I don't know how I feel about that. But like I said, I think Thursday really depends on how things go Sunday, because it's gonna be that's a short turnaround, and I really hope that we're able to stay healthy. And I like how Mike Tomlin always talks about the bumps and bruises associated with the play of football, and I hope those are minimal, because 4 days is quick.
They are. The Ravens also have to turn around in 4 days, so that's good. And I think our depth is better than Baltimore's. So I like that there from that perspective. And let's hope for a little rainy weather, dude, because watching Lamar play in the rain in New England, I'm not so sold on Lamar Jackson's ball skills when the weather's not so pretty.
Yeah, neither am I. But that was some ugly game. That was some ugly gameplay on both sides. I mean,
let's remember this.
It was 30. It was 30 ball.
Is it 2 starts for Lamar Jackson against the Steelers with 6 interceptions? Was it 3 interceptions both times he's played against us?
Can't confirm that, but I know there's been a turnover issue playing the Steelers. So, not out of the question. Nice double.
Yeah, I know. That was lucky. That dude whiffed hard as heck with the Rockets. But I think I like the Steelers in that matchup as well. I think we just play well against Lamar Jackson, and he plays terrible against us. I think on a short prep week, he's not going to be as ready. And when you're not as ready, you play more vanilla. And vanilla against the Steelers defense is bad.
Yeah,
so I think that really works well. And Ben's better at improv than anybody I've seen in a long time watching him these last few weeks, where he's literally admitting he's just making plays up as he goes. Like, Ben Roethlisberger, future offensive coordinator, like, the plays he's making up seem to work pretty damn well.
Yeah, he reads the defenses really well. That's the benefits of age, man. He might not be he might not be as mobile as the other Heisman winners in his division, but he's got some savvy behind him on the field.
Yeah, he does. That's such a huge game, that Baltimore game on Turkey Day. I think the Steelers are going to show up. I think they're going to play big. I think the person we're going to be talking about for the next 2 games is Bud Dupree, and I think we're going to be kicking ourselves in the absolute derrieres for re-signing Vance McDonald and then signing Derek Watt, because we should have used that money to give Bud Dupree a long-term contract before Bud Dupree proved he deserved even more money than we were going to give him, and he probably would have took last year. Because, my God, Bud Dupree went from, just an athletic pass rusher to this dude is a football player now. He is out there. He's hustling. Every week it seems he's chasing someone down from behind. Like, Bud Dupree has a motor on him that I love to see, and damn, I wish he was locked up right now long-term.
Use him while we got him. Season's starting to smell special, Donkey. Gotta see it through.
It is. We do. I would love to see the Steelers break their own tradition and try to sign someone in the middle of the season to an extension. Personally, I know that's not something you should worry about right now, but I have loved everything I've seen from him, and I personally think the next 2 games, the biggest player for the Pittsburgh Steelers on the defensive side of the football is Bud Dupree. Offensive side of the football, I think against Jacksonville, I think the most important player is James Conner. Against Baltimore, the most important player is no doubt going to be Ben Roethlisberger, because he's seen them, he knows them. If we're going to beat them, it's going to be because of Ben.
Yeah, I agree. I'm also going to be looking for that special teams. I know that you are too, but I think it's going to be important on Turkey Day. Mark my words.
Hey, maybe Ray breaks one, finally.
Oh,
I hope, right?
Please say it so.
I'd love to see Ray break one against Baltimore. And I'm not going to lie, I am a little scared for Baltimore, but let's be honest here. Alu comes out of Jacksonville healthy. It's, he comes out of his homecoming healthy. I think we really do a lot better against the run. Alu unfortunately tweaks something. That's the only person I'm afraid of getting hurt on Sunday. Like, I'm almost to the point where I'm like, don't play Alu against Jacksonville because we need him against Baltimore.
He's a huge part in the center of the D.
I will let the Jaguars run against us if it means I have Alu for the Baltimore game. Or Alu, which I don't know. Everyone pronounces it different, so I don't even know which one I'm supposed to use. I haven't heard him announce his name on Monday night or Sunday Night Football, so I don't even know. Quick, I need someone to send me a video of Tyson Alu or Tyson Alu saying his name, so I know which way to say it, so I don't sound like you're a dick, like that guy with the Rockets.
Yeah, I like that guy. Don't be that guy.
Not at all. But I think we beat Baltimore. I think we beat them in a Baltimore Steeler way. 24-20. Yeah, Pittsburgh Steelers give up a late touchdown to make you nervous, and the defense has to put up a stop. But sure as hell, Minka gets the ball again.
34-28 Steelers.
Holy offense.
I
Let's
think
go.
I
New brand of
there's-
Steeler-Raven rivalry.
There is going to be offense. I don't know, and I think it's going to be there. We'll see. We'll see. I'm excited.
Oh, me too, dude. Any shout-outs you got to give this week, Gingy?
Shout outs. We are looking for a shout out. We just talked about them, but the return of Tyson Alualu. Got to give a shout out in that defense. Really underspoken, I think, in all the coverage of the Steeler defense when we talk about TJ and Bud and Minka, but I think he's a huge piece moving forward, especially into the playoffs. And I don't know if we're gonna be able to do it without him, but so shout out to him coming back. Let's keep them all healthy.
Definitely the biggest cog in our run defense.
Him and Vince.
I think Vince is replaceable. Vince is a great cog to the running game, but we had Vince without Alu, and we got it shoved down our GD throats, bro. Alu, most important to me in that run game by far. My shout out this week has to go to a guy who everyone wants to hate on just because he's not Mike Hilton, and that's Cam Sutton. The dude has caused huge turnovers in back-to-back games now. Causing
huge
fumbles
fumble.
out there. He did it the week before too, and he knows how to get his hands on the ball. He's pretty darn good in coverage. It's unfortunate that he's someone that's probably not going to be retained because his contract's up at the end of the year. But he has really come on and really developed into a nice slot corner and a great next man up when it comes to Steeler football. And I have to give a shout out to that because he has stepped up. He has made it not miss a beat. He's not the blitzer Hilton is, but he is a damn fine nickelback. Someone is going to get him, and they're going to be happy about it. Hopefully he stays with the Steelers, though.
Let's hope. No, that's good, man.
Again, this was another fun week. You can go ahead and catch us. Hit us up on the socials. If you want to come watch the stream live and hear what me and Gingy talk about before or after the show, if you watch us on YouTube, you can come and catch us normally on Saturday nights for all you East Coasters at, what is it, 11 p.m. for you guys?
11 p.m. Eastern Time.
My
over here on the
Alaska
East
friends.
Coast.
I do it here at 7 p.m. You can catch me at twitch.tv/Viking_donkey, because that's the new handle. And you can catch your daily dose of Donkey with Ginger live and catch all our backscene stuff. If you just like watching us on YouTube at the Daily Dose of Donkey with Ginger, we'll be putting it up all the time we can. We love having you. And feel free to leave us a comment, leave us a like, leave us a hate. Tell us what we do wrong, tell us what we do good. And here's Gingy to tell you how to hit him up.
We chilling and chatting. Come join us. Mutant Gingy on Xbox Live. I'm here playing all kinds of stuff. We're talking football. We're talking sports in general. Let's hear it, man.
Alrighty, another great episode. And Gingy knows how to end this.
Let's go. 10-0. Wave them if you got them, baby. Here we go, Steelers.
I gotta take it one farther because we don't get to talk before. Let's go 11-0.
11-0. You and I'll be talking though.
For sure.
We all know that. We know that.
Here we go, baby. Here
Wave them if you
we
got them. Here
go.
we go.